Hey, what's up everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me on my first overnighter, solo overnighter of the year 2022. I did take a couple weeks off. I did go on vacation and then I got sick. So it took me a while to get back out here to, get to nature and get to filming, and I missed it. So today we're going to be doing something simplistic. We're just staying out here relaxing. But even when I do something as relaxing as a camping trip, I always try to do something different just to keep the videos evolving and not have them, become stale. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cook a brand new meal I've never cooked before. I'll also show you a little bit of an EDC update from new gear I got during the holidays. And then I'm going to make a brand new shelter system. So I'm not bringing out the tent or anything. I did gather these 3 Yucca stalks, and I'm going to try to make a tarp shelter with them. So you've seen me using Yucca for many things, from making cordage, making soap, and even as a food source. I even made a primitive shelter solely out of Yucca stalks and Yucca cordage last year. And it's a really fun, great exercise, but it's very time consuming. It takes a lot of hours, a lot of energy, a lot of calories. So I'm not looking to do that today. So I just got 3 of these to make a tripod to make the basis of the tarp, and then, to throw on there. Now, I'll be the first to admit, tarps are not really my specialty. I'm no Dan Wowak, so let's hope for the best. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started. Okay, so an hour of struggling with the wind later, here is my tarp setup. Now, like I mentioned before, tarps are not my specialty. I seldom use them, especially out here in the desert where there's not a lot of trees and it's very windy. There's just not a lot of time to practice with them. But it's going to do the job fine. So I'm not expecting anything too terrible in terms of weather. It'll be a little breezy at night, a little cold, dropping down to the 30s, but it'll be manageable. So this is how I configured my shelter, and of course I staked the corners down, and then in some spots that were a little loose, a little flappy, I did use some flat rocks, like the flattest rocks I can find so they don't damage the tarp. And so in the inside I already went ahead and set up my sleeping pad, sleeping bag, wool blankets. Of course I have my changes of clothes there, like a wool socks, a beanie, gloves, all that good stuff for the night. This is going to be my sleeping quarters for the night. I have my Yucca lantern right there, of course. Now this can be detached if I need to move it somewhere. Whoop. And then up here, a little trick that I learned. I believe it was Dave Canterbury that I watched a video of his. So I had to split this right down the middle like a rectangle to get this configuration, and there's no grommet or a loop like this right in the middle. So what I had to do is get a small pebble, a small stone, as round as I can find it so it's not very jagged, and I tied it around in there, and that way it stays right there. So a little hack that I learned years ago, first time I ever actually use it. And so once again, that's gonna be home for the evening. And let's go ahead and get a fire started because I'm hungry. Today we're going to be eating some salmon and rice and avocado. So let's go ahead and start boiling that water for the rice. I'm trying herb and butter today. I don't think I've ever had this one before. I placed the small grill. We're going lightweight today. I didn't bring the heavy grill. So that should be boiling in a couple of minutes. I do want to add some jalapenos in that rice. You know me, I love spicy food. So let's go ahead and start cutting. I forgot my cutting board in my hurry to get here. So I'm just going to use this piece of firewood that I brought. Going to chop up this jalapeno. Oh, and I'm using the Reiki multi-tool. So, an excellent little slicer. Hopefully I don't spill too much of these jalapenos. Eesh. Hot. All right, let's move this away so it's not getting too cooked. So meanwhile, we let the rice and the jalapeno simmer for a little bit. I'm gonna get my cast iron and start warming it up to put oil in it because we are having a fillet of salmon today. I'm eating a little bit healthier, and we've never cooked salmon on the channel at all before, so you know, I'm always trying to do something a little bit different, and I'm also trying to eat a little bit healthier this year. So put some salt on this thing, some cayenne, and some thyme. All right. Gave it about 4 minutes on each side. The fire may have been a little bit strong. I'm rushing to film this before the sun sets, so hopefully I didn't burn my salmon too much. There's nothing worse than dry salmon. So fingers crossed. Let's get some rice first. And that rice looks good. And there's still some rice left over for a snack right before bed. So hopefully not too bad. It is a little bit on the crispier side than I wish, but hopefully the inside's well cooked. Okay, so just inspecting the salmon, making sure that it's not overcooked or undercooked on the inside. It looks pretty good, honestly. The outside's a little bit more charred than I wish, but overall looks good. So let's take a taste test. That's good. That's good. I'm also going to place a little bit of some crushed red pepper. Forgot I had this, or else I would have placed it while they were cooking. And then one last thing is I'm gonna add an avocado to my meal. I'm just trying to eat a little healthier this year. I did gain a lot of weight last year from being, so much traveling and filming and stuff like that, that I didn't have time to cook at home. So, I'd stop at the drive-thru or stuff like that, and I wouldn't have time to go to the gym, and those things catch up to you. So, salmon, avocado, some rice. I wish I had better lighting. I should have known to come here earlier. With the sun setting so quickly, I didn't anticipate the winds. And now there's no wind. But earlier, I was just having the worst time trying to set up that tarp with the wind flapping everywhere. So sadly, I'm behind schedule on what I wanted to film. But yeah, I'll show you guys right now a little bit once more. So I already ate my dinner. It was delicious. I'm surprised I never thought about cooking salmon out here over a campfire. It was really good. And like I said, I'm trying to eat a little healthier, a little leaner. I didn't even bring any beer. So it's going to be a calm night. However, I do have a plan for the evening. I do have one of those cages, like a live animal trap. I needed to use a long time ago to catch some stray cats that were getting into my house. But I decided to use it today. I brought it with me. And I know that there's a lot of jackrabbits and cottontail in this area, and they're running around in the morning. So I'm going to kill the fire. I pretty much already killed it. I don't know if you can see it on the back. It's pretty much already dead. No, it's already dead. But kill the fire, drive my truck to a place that I know that they frequent, and I'm going to set it up, put some bait, camouflage it a little bit, then come back and then call it a night. And in the morning, I'm going to go ahead and check it. So fingers crossed, we have catch and cook video, some breakfast tomorrow. But yeah, that's the plan right now. So we're off to go set the trap. All right, so here is the trap. I'm gonna go ahead and set it up. I do have an old banana and an apple that I'm gonna use for bait, and then I'm gonna just camouflage it a little bit, just to kind of make it blend in a little bit more than this, because rabbits are very paranoid. They're very wary about, new things in their environment. So hopefully that works. Okay, so here we go. You can see that there's a game trail right here where the animals constantly move, heading out that way. See if I can lower the thing. You can kind of see where the trail leads. Now, I left a little trail here of some pieces of apple and banana. I did kind of dirty up the trap a little bit. Hopefully it just blends in a little bit more. And then I left the big chunk of banana and apple in the very back, so the animal will step over the little lever, the trip, and yeah, hopefully we catch something tomorrow. To be honest, I've never caught anything other than stray cats here, some situation at my house, but if I had to guess, theorize with rabbits, it's going to take more than one day to get them to be comfortable to approach this, because it's going to be new to them. It may have some strange scent. I did rub my hands with dirt right before doing all this, but who knows, maybe I still have, the scent of wood smoke and the salmon and all that stuff, so it may frighten them off a little bit. But hopefully I'm mistaken, and tomorrow morning we have a little jackrabbit here that we can cook. But yeah, I would say this would probably take a couple days. But yeah, prepare to see this a lot more often every time I do come out here to camp or camping for several days. I'll be sure to bring this trap and give it a shot. You never know. Okay, so I am back at the campsite. Yeah, just getting the fire stoked up again, get it going. I'm probably going to boil some water to make some chamomile before bed and just relax, honestly. the good stuff. I also decided to heat up a little bit of the rice so it doesn't go to waste. Honestly, I didn't even eat that much, so I know I'm going to get hungry before bed. So I might as well just, you know, eat some of this. So, yeah, go, you know, I'm nice and warm before going to bed. All right, so I just ate some rice. I got my my tea here. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of some honey on it. And yeah, I'm just warming myself up, make sure that I have some food in my system. That way, when it gets cold tonight, when the fire dies out, of course, I'm not going to be too cold. My problem is that I just get cold all the time, like quickly. So, you know, I know someone's going to scoff at, you know, the temperature dropping to 34 degrees. But, you know, when you live in the desert, it's noticeable. So, yeah, just a nice cup of tea. Little late night dinner, and yeah, as soon as I drink this, I'm gonna hit the hay. Cheers. Well, folks, it's about time to hunker down, so I'm gonna leave this fire the way it is. It'll burn itself out. There's no winds now. It was windy earlier, but tonight it's nice and calm. I'm just gonna leave it going. Well, hopefully it'll relax me to get some sleep hearing the crackling of the fire. I'm not gonna benefit from the heat from the fire because I'm a little far. I'm a good 15 feet away. I just didn't want to risk it, you know, the stray embers, you know, flying over here and burning my tarp. So I just played it safe, and I'm a little farther than I wish, but I'll be all right. I do have my socks there and my winter hat, so I'm going to be switching over and lay down. I was going to show you guys my new EDC stuff, my new gear that I got for the holidays, but, you know, lighting's pretty crappy right now, so I'll just do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, once I wake up, I do have my creamer, my coffee, and the MSR Pocket Rocket over there in that corner. So as soon as I wake up, I'm going to make a cup of coffee, and while I drink it, I'll talk about my new gear. So, yeah, time to climb on in there. But so far, so good. I'm really enjoying the shelter. Obviously, it's a peaceful night, so I'm not pushing it to the limit. But, yeah, it's really nice. Nice, warm, thick wool socks I got for Christmas. Oh, and I have my my bandana, my wool bandana as well. I switched over my cotton one to this one that's much thicker. In case it gets cold at night, I just bring this over my face, and it makes a difference. It's much thicker. You can feel the difference. All right, then. Okay, so I'm already in here getting ready for bed. So far, so good. It's a nice, pleasant night. The winds stopped. I wish the winds would have been this calm earlier in the daytime. But so far, it's a very pleasant night. It's not even that cold. I believe it's going to drop to 34. So it's manageable, especially with all my wool and all that stuff and no winds. Hopefully it stays with that, you know, very calm winds. The only issue I see that I anticipate is the backbone. This Yucca stalk right here, if you notice, I don't know if you can see towards the edge, towards where my foot is, it curves in. So because of that, it's really close to my feet, and I hope that's not giving me any issues or my blankets any issues at night, like say if I move around. These little edges, they're pretty jagged, so they can be uncomfortable. They can cut you. So hopefully we don't run into any of that problem. And but yeah, other than that, you know, I'm working with the best I can do. This was the longest stalk, and you need the longest one to be the backbone. And yeah, there's no Yucca stock that is completely straightforward. They're all going to curl and curve, you know, one way or another. So I'm working with what I got. So there's the fire over there about 15 feet away. It looks farther, but it's really only about 15 feet away. And I'm already in the sleeping bag with the with the wool blankets and all that. So snug as a bug. A very pleasant night for this tarp shelter. So far, so good. And yeah, once again, I'm wool everything. And worst comes to worst, I have some hot hands I can place in my feet. That's normally where I get cold, on my feet. Or I'd say that's about it. So thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you in the morning for some coffee, some EDC gear updates, and hopefully, we got ourselves a rabbit. Y'all have a good night. All right, so time to get the day going. Let me show you how the tarp looks. This corner got up staked. This stake right here came loose with the wind, and so that corner's been flapping around very noisily throughout the night. So just been wiggling around. At some point in the middle of the night, when I noticed all the movement, I kind of figured that I might have kicked the middle post off or something, but no, that's not the case. All that was fine. It was just this corner, and yeah, like I said, the wind's picked up, and you could tell that the tarp is a little disheveled. I still need to perfect my tarp setup, but it did the job. I honestly slept very comfortably, and that's it. Other than that, like small things, in my chair was knocked over. A couple of the lids from the pots was knocked over, but yeah, it held on pretty decent. And yeah, now's the time I'm gonna go ahead and go check the rabbit trap really quick, see what we got. Well, there's the trap, as I imagined. It was not triggered. I don't even believe it was visited. You could still see all the apple pieces, the bananas. Yeah, everything's still there. So, like I was saying last night, these traps, you know, they take several days. You know, they take several days for the animals to get comfortable to even get close to it, to sniff around, you know, because they know this environment and they know when something strange is there. So, yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back to camp, start pulling up stakes, start putting everything away. I'm going to leave this here. And once I'm packed up, I'm going to drive back over here and just give it another shot. Check it back in an hour. And if not, then I'll put it away too. going to give you guys a little bit of an EDC update. I did get some new gear for the holidays. I meant to do this video recently when I went on vacation to Oregon and Washington. God, it was so beautiful over there. And, you know, I wanted to take the time and film out there, you know, just because it's a different scenery and all that. Sadly, towards the end of the vacation, I did get sick, and I just did not have the energy to, you know, find a place and film and all that stuff. I was just feeling terrible. So I'm just going to show you guys right now, let me just make it a little quick impromptu EDC update for the gear I got for the holidays. So first things first is I got a new flashlight from Thrunite. This is the Thrunite TS1, and I apologize for the lighting. It's pretty much noontime, so the sun is just beating down on us directly overhead. But it's supposed to be the upgrade to the Thrunite T1, which is my favorite flashlight of all time for EDC. So is this an update? We shall see. We'll be reviewing the review tomorrow. And there's going to be a giveaway as well, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, I did win this knife in a raffle, and I mean, God, is this not one of the coolest knives you've ever seen? This is the Papa Bear Knives Essential, and this guy really needs to get a lot more attention because his blades are incredibly, really stylistic, really quality made, really cool stuff. Once again, apologies for the lighting here. It's terrible, but yeah, that is badass right there. A little thick for me. I tend to prefer thinner blades, but we're going to be testing this out. We'll have a review pretty soon in a couple of months, but check out those handles, the Stag and the Micarta. Really nice. So be sure to follow Papa Bear Knives on Instagram or Facebook, and keep an eye out for this guy. I definitely see this dude getting a lot more attention soon. Really nice sheath as well. And last but not least, this is what I treated myself to, for the holidays, for Christmas. I had been eyeing this for quite some time, and I finally just decided to pull the trigger. And it's a new haversack by Tuff Possum Gear. Once again, apologies for the crappy angle and lighting. I'm doing the best I can in this little shelter, but yeah, great haversack made in the USA, quality stuff. I really just like the aesthetics the most. Obviously I had plenty of haversacks from the Hidden Woodsman, but I mean, just this one, I just really like the style. And yeah, I had been eyeing it for a long time, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna get it. So I barely got it a month ago, so I still need plenty more time to have experience with it in several seasons and adventures, different environments and all that. But so far I could say that I'm really loving it. We are good to go. There's a couple of logs left over that I didn't burn through. That's fine. I come back to film in this area like almost on a weekly basis, so that's not a big deal. I'll just use them later. And that's about it, folks. So I'm gonna make my way back to town, probably stop at a little mom and pop diner, get some breakfast. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little adventure. It was a nice little brief camping adventure to just jump right back into the swing of things and trying out new stuff, trying out that tarp shelter. I cooked up a new food. I showed you guys a little bit of some new gear that I got, and then I'm gonna go check the rabbit trap one more time. And yeah, we'll be getting back out here to film tomorrow with a giveaway. So if you like this video, guys, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions. And that's about it for me, guys. So thank you all so much. We'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.